Hey guys, Chef Bear here. It's Tuesday. You know what that means. It's time for another Teaching Tuesday. Today I'm going to share with you one of my favorite tips for really stretching that grocery budget. Homemade chicken stock. I know what you're thinking. Why the hell would I make my own chicken stock when I can go buy that box stuff for about $3? Trust me, making your own stock will save you a ton of time and a ton of money. You could easily making your own stock, it's super easy, it's super cost effective, and it will also give you the opportunity to have leftover poached chicken later in that week. I do that all the time. That way I could have chicken for my salads, chicken for my sandwiches, chicken to snack on, chicken for the dogs. I mean, chicken, chicken, and chicken. It's one of my favorite proteins, and it's an easy way to cook it ahead of time. So, that the start of a great chicken stock is chicken itself. And almost every week I go to the Asian market and I pick up a really small bird. This bird here was, Tony, was $2.50, $3?
Yeah, it was $2.54 I think we spent, but yeah.
$2.50 for about a 3.5 pound bird, big enough to go in the multi-cooker, big enough to flavor up some chicken stock, but really small on the budget. The next star in the stock is literally the odds and ends of vegetables. As I'm prepping my weekly meals and I have vegetables, the onion peels, the end of onions, the end of carrots, carrot peels, celery, everything. I bag and tag them. I put them in the bag, and then when I'm making my soup stock, this becomes the beginning part of it. And this is going to add so much depth of flavor that literally just simple soup stock will have you licking your lips. Now, sometimes I forget to pick up a chicken for my stock, but I almost always have a rotisserie chicken here in the refrigerator. So, if you don't have time to go buy a bird and you forget about it like I do sometimes, feel free to grab the rotisserie. Eat the meat and throw the bones into your stock pot. It's going to be freaking delicious. All right, so let me show you how I'm going to pull this stock together. As I've already talked about, in the bag I have a bunch of onions. I have a rotisserie chicken carcass, some big onion, Thai basil, lemongrass. You remember last week I was making some Malaysian food. So I have the leftover vegetables from that meal, the scraps that I threw in the bag. So this week my chicken stock is going to be Asian influenced, almost Thai. So this week I'll make some creamy coconut mushroom soup, or maybe some shrimp soup if I feel indulgent, and I'll make some curry, and I'll use the soup stock in that. I'm already hungry. So in my multi-cooker, I've already heated up a touch of oil. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to transfer the veg into the multi-cooker and let that wilt for a little while. Now, if you don't have a multi-cooker, you can make this chicken stock on the stove. Not a problem. So if you need those tips and tricks in that specific recipe, reach out to me. I'll share that with you. All right, so it looks like this is a ton of veg and that chicken carcass, but give it just a minute. It'll start to wilt down, and there'll be room for some water to go in there. All right, so we're gonna let these saute down, and then I'm reading my notes. Sorry, guys. So now that I have my veggies going, in just this couple seconds, everything is starting to smell great. I mean, I wish you had smell-o-vision between the onions, the little bit of ginger, gangalal, and lemongrass. It smells like a spice market in here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to let this wilt, then I'm going to add about 6 cups of liquid, depending on, once I put my other chicken in, how much room I actually have. And then I'm going to bring it to high pressure and cook for about 30 minutes. So I'm going to go on a quick break. I'll I'll come back once the soup stock is ready to go to that next step. All right, I'll see you guys in about 5-10 minutes. Hey guys, back with you. It's been about 5-10 minutes. The the vegetables have cooked down to about half of what they were. So now, speaking of the vegetables, you definitely want to make sure you add aromatics. If you don't have in your bag, if you don't have any carrots or celery or onions, do yourself a favor and add about $1 worth of produce, like 1 carrot, 1 or 2 stalks of celery, and an onion that you just roughly chop, skins and all. Throw it into your stock pot. That's going to add so much depth of flavor. All right, so now we're at the point where I could add the chicken. And again, I have this very small 3.5 pound chicken that I lightly salted and peppered, very lightly. So word of caution, when you're making soup stock, don't go crazy with the salt and pepper, because you're going to be cooking with this stock later in the week. And then you don't want your resulting dish to be way too salty. So I'm going to take the chicken. Hold on, let's make sure it doesn't have gizzards or anything like that. And it doesn't. Cool. I'm going to put that on top of the pot. I'm going to give my hands a quick wash. And then I'm going to top off with about 6 cups of water. You know, you'll have to eyeball this and see how much room you have in your multi-cooker. All right, that looks about enough. So I'm going to cook this under high pressure. Where's my lid? There's my lid. Again, mise en place, guys. Have everything ready. Don't pull a Robert and think you're ready to go and you're not. So I'm going to cook this under high pressure for about 30 minutes. We'll be back with you after this has come to pressure, cooked for 30 minutes, and then had an opportunity to naturally release. Here you just do want to practice some patience. So make this chicken stock on your meal prep day, you know, and just throw it in and go about your business. Go do your laundry, enjoy your time with the family, have a beer, which I'm about ready to go do, you know, and just relax, because this is one of these recipes that just takes time, and you want to make sure you're setting yourself up for success. All right, I'll see you guys in about 40 minutes. All right, guys, we're back. It's been about 45 minutes. The multi-cooker just finished its natural release. So what I'm going to do here, and I wish I would have remembered my bus tub. Before I take the crock out and empty it into my strainer that I fitted around a large bowl to grab all the juices, I'm going to try and take this whole chicken out and put it on a plate. That way we can let that cool, so we can pick the meat for our salads and our sandwiches, our snacks for this week. All right, let me grab this bird. He's more than likely going to fall apart on us. All right. Cool, and I'm just going to put this on the counter. You won't see it in the shot, but it's all good. Know that it's there. And give that an hour. Let that cool till room temperature. That way you can pick the meat off, store it in a food safe container. Save your bones and put those in a Ziploc bag. That's the beginning of next week's soup stock. And you guys probably see the steam rolling off. You know, it's a chicken sauna. What can you say? All right, so very carefully grab your crock and try not to get the pot holder in the soup. It's a good thing today's laundry day. And transfer it over. And you're going to let this sit for a good 20, 30 minutes. Let everything drain out that can drain out, and then let it sit for another hour until it's cooled off. And then I would transfer into these lovely mason jars and store in the refrigerator. If your soup stock, if you're not using it right away, is pretty good for up to 5 days. You might be able to push it to a week, but I gotta be honest, mine never lasts more than a couple days because I have soup or I'm making rice or I'm using it in curries. I'm using it right away. All right, guys, it's been a lot of fun. I look forward to seeing you next Tuesday. I don't know what we're going to be teaching yet, so if you have ideas, what do you want me to teach you on ways to stretch your grocery budget, plan your meals, and save you time, money, and your sanity in the kitchen? I'm all ears. All right, guys, let me know. I'll see you next Tuesday.